their answer was that we should have a federalism system, which is that we will have a national government for some government powers, but we would leave other powers to the state. So it's a cooperation between the national government and the state governments. Well, that's wonderful, but what happens in each of those states? And the answer is those states each have a 3-branch system of government as well. They have a legislative branch, an executive branch, and a judicial branch in each one of the 50 states. And you may say, well, that may result in a lot of law, and the answer is yes, it will. So what do we do? And we can even break those states down into local governments as well. And each of those local governments can have laws as well, which is a large, large system of laws. So the next question we may ask is, what if those laws don't always agree with each other? And for that, I want to tell you the story of McCulloch v. Maryland. So if you are not familiar with the geography of the United States, Maryland is this red state here on the East Coast. So the War of 1812 had just come to a close, and the economy was in shambles because we overspend in times of war. There was a national bank of the United States, and rather than stabilizing the economy, it began to tighten up credit. So it called in loans, foreclosed on thousands of farms in 1819. The state of Maryland decided to enact a tax of $15,000 on all banks that were not chartered by the state. So let's think about that for just a moment. In 1819, how many banks would that be? Well, there would be a bunch of state banks and one national bank. So this was a way for the state to levy a tax on the national bank, not the state banks.